In this module, we're going to learn about communicating with connection. So this is a two-part teaching, if you will. The first one, I'm going to help you become aware of the things that create disconnection in our communication with our partner in the first place. And then I'm going to point out some ways that can help you communicate in the way that will keep the connection, even at times of conflict. And to get started, I will introduce in a minute the number one key to happiness. Before we get going with this, let's read our loving relationship affirmations. Here we go. I love because that's who I am. I am enough, worthy, and lovable just the way I am. I am a magnet for meaningful and loving relationships. I give freely and receive openly. I hold no grudges and practice forgiveness. I give myself grace and unconditional love first so that I can feel it coming from others. I am lovable because of my strength and also my vulnerabilities. I deserve to be in a respectful, kind, and loving relationship. I know the difference between love and submission. I choose love. I express my power and vulnerability to people who have earned my trust. I am wise and know when to say yes and when to say no. I am kind and firm. I know and respect my boundaries for what's acceptable and what is not. I am grateful for all I already have. I am present in an adult relationship. I visualize my relationship growing stronger and stronger in connection. I treat my partner with respect, kindness, and love. I seek to understand rather than argue. I learn about what is most important to my partner and look for ways to meet his or her needs. I am actively appreciative and demonstrate interest in my partner. I listen to my partner with an open heart and an open mind. I express my feelings in a kind and honest way, without judgment or blame. I express my disagreements and negative emotions when I have calmed down. I schedule time to build connection, intimacy, and play with my partner. I practice love through my words, my actions, and my touch. From this moment on, I send you love. There you go. So let's learn about the number one key to happiness. There is a study from Tal Ben-Shahar, who is a social researcher, and he specializes in researching and teaching about positive psychology and the psychology of leadership. And in his studies on happy people, he wanted to find out what was the number one key to happiness amongst all these people. He realized that it was accepting their own humanity and the humanity of others. That's it. Accepting each other's humanity. And what it means is being able to allow various emotions and various behaviors to be expressed, to be allowed, to be accepted as such, just emotions. And I'm going to make a distinction here between the emotions and the behaviors because they're not quite the same thing. In your little workbook, you're going to see some questions. If you could please download the PDF if you haven't done so already, in a section called Accepting My Humanity and the Humanity of Others. It has some questions, and the first one is very simple. Do you know anybody who's never made a mistake in their lives? Should be a pretty easy answer. Do you know anybody who has never experienced anger, frustration, sadness, desperation, or fear? So take a moment to answer this question. You might be having a little bit more of a hard time if you've been surrounded by people who don't really express these emotions. It's not because they may not express the emotions that they do not feel it in the first place. So try to dig a little deep here. In your opinion, are all emotions okay to feel? Is it okay to feel excitement? Is it okay to feel fear? Is it okay to feel anger? In my upbringing, it was okay to feel sadness. It was okay to feel desperation, but feeling anger was not quite okay. So how about you? In your opinion, are all emotions okay to feel? And which emotions are not allowed to be felt? Take a moment to think about it. I know that in my upbringing, the emotions of sadness, of desperation, of feeling vulnerable, of crying were okay to express and to feel, but feeling angry was not okay. It was reserved for certain people within the family. They were allowed to express the anger, to feel it, but not the rest of the folks. So how about you? Next question now. In your opinion, are all emotions okay to express? Think about that. And if you have children, you will know exactly what I'm talking about here, because they are full of emotions. The emotions are all the way up here, and they come out to the surface very quickly in big proportions. They have big emotions in general, and so you're confronted with these gigantic emotions, and you have a reaction. It creates something within you. I know what it creates within me. So which emotions are not okay to express? There was this moment when my grandma, after she married my grandpa, they had their little honeymoon, and the next day they were in their home, and she was singing in the kitchen. And she was happy, and she liked to sing, so she was singing. My grandpa said, "No, you're not to sing. Singing is for the lazy people. We don't sing in this house." And so expressing her joy and her lightness was not okay to my grandpa. That kind of set the tone for what was to become the rest of her life living with him. So having the ability to express all the range of emotions is very important. If there's something within you that you are blocking out, you need to find ways to resolve this. And by the way, is there a healthy, positive way to express our emotions out? Can you think of ways to express your emotions regardless of what they are, in a way that is non-destructive, in a way that is bringing more awareness into your life or the life of your partner? Can you think of this? This is the purpose of the next question here. Can these repressed emotions that you have within yourself be expressed in a healthy and useful way? Think of it for yourself, and think of it for your loved one as well. You might have some insights and some creative ways to deal with this, now that you know how important it is to express our humanity. From studying ancient wisdom in general and different teachings, whether it's from the spiritual realm or the more traditional psychology, lifestyle, wisdom teachings from the past and also from the present, I think that there is a fair amount of evidence, or at least a fair amount of belief, that accepting what is very beneficial. So accepting the emotion, for example, accepting the situation, accepting the circumstances, accepting whatever is going on inside of oneself and in our external situation as well. And this acceptance is not about being okay with behavior that is harmful, hurtful, disrespectful, humiliating. No, I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about not adding our judgment and our thoughts and adding stories to whatever is. So just taking things as the present moment. So for example, let's take the example of feeling angry, feeling the anger. Accepting the humanity of, let's say you're the one experiencing the anger, so accepting the humanity of the anger within you, being able to witness it as a reality of this specific moment, not for the rest of your life, just this specific moment. That means not trying to numb the emotion, not trying to deny it, not trying to get rid of it, not trying to make it wrong, like, oh, I can't believe I'm feeling angry right now, and adding to the blame and the criticism, on top of the emotion you're already feeling. So I think that's what Tab and Shahar's study is pointing out to us. In the Western world especially, there is a big trend of numbing numbing the emotions, the very deep, distressful, uncomfortable emotions that we sometimes experience, which are part of our humanity. And we might do that by eating too much, drinking too much, excessive drug use. We can also do this by being overworking, like working, never thinking, never stopping. We can also do this by indulging in a lot of entertainment that creates a veil, if you will, or a protective shield, so that we don't have to sit with ourselves and experience the emotion that we feel. So hopefully this number one key to happiness of accepting our humanity and the humanity of others is going to help open up your perception and realize how it can be a stepping stone towards creating connection or remaining connected to the present moment, including in our lines of communication with our partner. One more thing I'd like to add is that feeling the emotion is okay. Expressing the emotion is okay too, as long as the behavior is not destructive or harmful to you or somebody else. So let's make this distinction here. Let's allow our partner to express their emotions and sit with it, but we still need to have some boundaries and express to them that there are behaviors that are not okay, if it's going to create harm to you or somebody else. And also another layer to the emotions is that typically an emotion is a reflection of a need. Underneath the emotion there is a need, and if you're experiencing an positive, what we call a positive emotion, one that makes you feel joyous, relaxed, happy, content, peaceful, serene, it means that the need that you have is being met, and that results in an emotion right there. So same thing with the negative emotions. If you perceive, if you have a lot of fear or sadness, or if you feel low and upset about something, it's turning you up, then it tells you that you have a need that's not being satisfied at the moment. And that's okay. It's just a snapshot of that very moment. It does not mean it's going to be a reality for life. So the number one key to happiness is accepting your humanity and the humanity of others, and that's going to create a lot more happiness and fulfillment in your life if you can welcome this notion and live it on a more regular basis. And that's also a major step forward towards building connection with your loved one. I will see you in the next video.